no pun intended. The meaning comes.
I am an INFJ. Spot me with my INF gaze. They don't understand. Where are my friends?
What is up, my Cliffasaurs? Welcome back to another YouTube video podcast recording with ya boy, Cliff's Items. I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're having a good day so far. I'm having a pretty good day, as you can tell by the intro of this video. I may or may not add a clip to the beginning of this video, but I'm gonna have a hook, obviously, in the first minute of the first 2 seconds of the video, and then I'm gonna show you a little extra bonus clip, maybe or maybe not. We'll see if it ends up in there. If you didn't see anything, that means it didn't end up in there. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm feeling a little like low energy today. I'm not feeling so like raw, and I think I'm just a little bit tired from, this past month. It's been kind of a weird, crazy month. A lot of things going on. June and, July, the summer's in full swing, as they say. And so there's just a lot of craziness outside, a lot of kids with a lot of extra energy, putting it out there in the world, which is great because it's fun for them. For me, not so much. I don't like chaos per se in the streets where things are unregulated. I enjoy chaos on occasion. Yeah, I mean, there are moments, but for the most part, I like a sense of order. And I'm not saying it's like chaotic outside. I'm just like, saying like it's really like kind of busy out there, and it's more than I would like. I would say, but it's all good. I mean, the seasons come and go, and now is the season of screaming people and lots of swimming and snow cone eating and whatever happens in the summer. I don't have any pre-planned thoughts coming into this video, really. I am just recording basically my thoughts for this week, I guess. It's been kind of a weird week because it's leading up to the 4th of July. So this video will be out before the 4th of July. But this coming Monday will be the 4th. And I've always felt weird about that, actually. And I think this year it's not weird per se, but it's kind of weird. Because every year, I'm more than happy to celebrate the 4th of July. I celebrate the birth of the United States of America, and, kind of just reflecting on this great country and all the great things that, my American identity has brought me. And, I'm more than happy to recognize that. But it seems as if every year, I feel like closer to 4th of July, I get a sense of like, who's this guy trying to celebrate 4th of July? Like, he's not really American because he doesn't look like one. And I got that a lot growing up, where people are like, they ask me like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, oh, I'm American. And they're like, no, you're not. I'm like, I kind of am. I mean, I have a passport and I have a citizenship, so like that's what I am. But I wish sometimes, looking back as a kid, I wish I had the brain that I have now, so that whenever somebody says some shit to me that makes absolutely no fucking sense and is stupid, as a kid, I wish I just had those comebacks, just the way I would react to it now is just I'll totally obliterate any comment about my identity or someone trying to bring me down or anything like that. It's so easy. But it is what it is. The past is in the past. I can't change that. But I think that's a lot of what we do when we get older. We're kind of plugging in the holes of, things that kind of just we kind of let through in our lives, meaning like there are things that people did to us that were unfair, or we felt like we couldn't defend ourselves as children. And a lot of our adulthood is actually a reaction to our childhood. I feel like it's a reaction to our youth in a way. And I don't know why that seems like not healthy. I don't know if that seems like a good thing, but yeah, I don't think that's a good thing. So I'm trying not to make my life about reacting to my childhood, more so rediscovering my childhood and being okay with who I am and who I truly am. I think it's like a super important thing in life, is to kind of just not figure yourself out per se, not like try to build your identity or figure out your identity, but to just rediscover it, because we live in a world where, being yourself it makes people uncomfortable. I'm not sure why. I think it's because people recognize that when you be yourself, it makes people around you uncomfortable. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's just kind of a chain of events where like they recognize that being yourself is not accepted. It's like weird to be yourself. So when someone sees someone else being themselves, they get defensive and kind of upset about it, because they know that it makes other people uncomfortable, and it makes them uncomfortable seeing somebody who's comfortable making other people uncomfortable. Because most people don't want to make other people uncomfortable. They want to make sure that, they don't draw that kind of attention. But when you see somebody who is willing to make other people uncomfortable in order to speak their truth, or to be who they exactly are, and to like what they like and do what they like to do, it annoys people. It really does. And I've tested this out multiple times, where I just try to fully go straight towards being exactly who I am. And I don't know, I just feel like our world is so toxic and so like it's so blah, it's a blah. I just think it could be better, and maybe it's me being overly sensitive about the way things are in life, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm one of the few that recognize that the way we live our lives and the way we kind of like see our lives is toxic, and we don't need to be this way, and we can always change. But yeah, it's I don't like the whole like wearing a mask kind of lifestyle, where you have to pretend to be something that you're not. It's just so exhausting. And I don't get how some people are able to just do that their whole lives. It's really quite sad, to be honest. Because to be happy is to be happy, and it doesn't require all that extra effort. If you're putting all that effort, I feel like that's a lot of wasted life and energy. Because life energy is really important. Like you can't, it's limited, it's finite. You can't, there's a budget. If you spend it a lot on just pretending to be something that you're not, which I have done before, and it's exhausting, and eventually you'll burn out, and eventually you'll be like, I can't do this anymore. Like I can't keep being this person. It's not sustainable. Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's important to just be who you truly are. And I think about this a lot, especially when, I'm a big fan of the MMA and UFC and stuff. And some of you might know this, some of you might not. I am a fan of the UFC. I watch the UFC when I can. It's really spendy, so like I really only watch it once in a long while. I've only went to see it live like one time actually. I experience the UFC through like free clips that they put on YouTube, or just, you know, social media, whatever, like little nuggets I can get on the internet is kind of how I experience the UFC. And I've also bought some UFC NFTs, and you know, it's a part of my life. I'm a fan of it. And I'm like, you know, I'm a fan of a lot of different things. But I'm such a big fan of the psychology aspect of it, because I don't know, I just find it really fascinating, because I think I'm really trying to understand, like I think the issue that I've had, I don't know, is that I don't know if I've spent enough time around other guys growing up. But I kind of have, but I think maybe I'm just misunderstanding of how men are with each other in America specifically, because I didn't grow up in America my whole life. Like I've spent my life like we've moved around a lot. So, you know, like I think I do get a bit confused about like the way men relate to each other in this country. And so, but the UFC is so international, so I don't know if that affects anything, but I think the way men relate to each other is quite universal. I think the only difference is Asian. I think Asian guys are not as, I don't know, I guess, I think every culture is pretty much the same. Like men relate to each other in a very similar way, I think. But for some reason, just somehow I don't click well with like the traditional masculine men. And I think there's a idea of what traditional masculinity is, and you know, I just don't mesh well with that traditional way of like how guys should be. You know, I'm very expressive, and I like to be expressive with the way I speak, and I do project my emotions, and I do put them out there. But I think with dudes, it's just kind of like, yeah, man, you know, last Saturday I went to the beach, man. Like that was like, you know, it's kind of like really, it's pretty like straightforward and pretty clear cut. I feel like a lot of guys are, but I'm just not like that. Like I always felt like, especially growing up, like I just can't get into that mode. And, you know, it seems so natural for a lot of men to be that way, but I just don't, it just doesn't work well with me. And I think I just haven't found the right type of dudes to be around. And, you know, I'm still searching for that true, you know, environment that I can really thrive as a man. And I'm trying to be a better man. I'm trying to be, you know, I'm trying to lean into my masculinity and try to understand and tap into that part of me, because I feel like it's been missing for my entire life, really. And I think it's good, like especially if you don't feel like you're a very hyper masculine type of guy, to try to understand that part, because I feel like, you know, true masculinity, right? It's not really being the ultimate masculine type of guy. That's kind of an illusion, I think. Like there's no true like definition of what masculinity is, I don't think, but there's a stereotypical, I believe, idea of what masculinity is. And I don't fit that bill. I think that I embrace my masculinity in a different way. And I don't know if this might be an INFJ male struggle, but I think it is, because I think we're just, the way we are is just not that stereotype very much. And I think a lot of dudes, when I do like get pretty expressive, think I might be like homosexual, or they think I'm gay, or like, and you know, it doesn't matter to me, because at the end of the day, like I am who I am, and I'm not going to change who I am just to like fit some sort of bill. And if that means I have to be ostracized, I accept that. It's fine. But I'm finding ways to tap into that because I feel like to find a balance between feminine and masculine energy is what life is about a lot. Like, I think it's I think it's kind of a cop out to say like, oh, I'm just a man, so I'm just this way, or like, I'm a woman, so I'm just this way. And I think the reason why men and female attraction occurs is because we are attracted to what we don't have. And this is why the MBTI is also an explanation of this behavior, is that we are attracted to our opposite types because we're attracted to things that we don't possess in a way. Like, it's like we admire things that, oh, like, this is where I lack. And, you're attracted to that. It's like, it's so interesting to you. It's so different to you. Right. And, with the male and feminine, I think really we're just attracted to the opposite sex. And because like, the feminine energy is so polar from the masculine energy, and there's some people that naturally just kind of have both, right, in a way. And the most attractive quote unquote men that people refer to are usually like guys like Ryan Gosling or Harry Styles, or like right now BTS, like they're like feminine men, right? It's kind of like, it kind of makes some people wonder like, why are these feminine looking men why are they the type of guy that girls are into now or whatever? And I think this is something that is women have been looking for the whole time, which is like Ryan Gosling, I think, is a good example of the balance of the masculine and feminine. He's like works out, he works on his body, he's like, has a masculine body type, right? He's a strong muscular man, but he also knows how to dress well, he knows how to sing, he's an actor, he's an artist. It's that, that creative, smooth, suave touch is, I think, kind of a feminine energy. I don't know. I mean, if you want to like disagree with me, please comment below. This is my observations, really. This is just all my observations. I think these are the balances of the masculine and feminine in Ryan Gosling, and we can see that in BTS, where they're dressed well and they take care of their skin and they take care of their hair. And women are not opposed to this. Like, women, I don't think, are opposed to men dressing well and taking care of their skin and their hair. I obviously need some work on that. I used to be so like really like far on that end of that spectrum, where I just like cared so much about the way my skin looks and where my hair and like, just like my looks were like everything to me. I thought that was the most important thing. And it is important. It's good for the first impression, I believe. But after that, like, it's really comes down to, I think with women, it's like, are you a good fit? Like, are you like a good match for them, right? Love to hear women's perspective on this. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I'm not an expert on women. I don't know that much, if I had to be honest. But I do believe that the balance of the masculine and feminine is a big deal. And I'm trying to harness that, if you will. I don't know how I got into this topic, but point is, I'm trying to be more manly. I grew up not knowing how to be a man, I don't think, and I think this is a struggle with a lot of guys. Like, we get confused as to what we are supposed to be as men. And we get confused, and we lean to something that we think is right when it's not. And, I think that's why it contributes to a lot of, like I was talking about, like toxic behaviors in society, loud music and smoking and out of the car and obnoxious yelling. And we all know what's good and what's not. Like, we all know what's healthy and what's not healthy. And a lot of times these behaviors where we see them on the street and stuff, it just could be men not knowing how to deal with their emotions properly. And I'm struggling with this still. Like I'm struggling with how to deal with my emotions properly, because I do have a very strong, like I do have a very, I believe, a very inflated ego. I do have an inflated ego at times. And every day I have to remind myself it's not about the ego. It really isn't. It's about the experience and life experience that matters the most. But it's very difficult. The ego is not meant to be crushed. It's not meant to be taken away. Like, I think the mistake of saying like, oh yeah, you have to like crush your ego, or like, just the ego is the enemy. Yeah, I do agree to some extent, but I think the ego is important for us to achieve the things that we're meant to as human beings, because let's face it, like a lot of life is somewhat of a competition if you really think about it. Like, men compete for women, women compete for men. When it comes down to it, that's what it really is. And I don't know if people want to admit that, but that's what it really is. It's a competition for the opposite sex. And okay, and like we can say is there's so much more meaning in between and everywhere in between. Like there's much more meaning than just the opposite sex, or like just romance and things like that. But from what I've observed and something I've discussed with my friends, and from and and learning from some figures of that shall not be named, about the true figures that shall not be named that study human psychology and human nature have referred to, which is the idea of life is really just about eating and fucking. So but not to sound so nihilistic here, speaking of nihilism, I've been really into Friedrich Nietzsche lately. I think there's something really really interesting about him. But anyway, sorry. No, there's so much more to that, I believe. But as a human, as our bound to our human flesh and our human nature, I do believe that it really does come down to those two things. Sorry if you're offended. Sorry if that hurts your feelings. It just really comes down to that. But I believe that the meaning comes, no pun intended. The meaning comes with the way we interpret our lives and the way we choose to live our lives. And outside of that, it is the idea of service to other people. And it does really feel good to be nice to others, and to have meaning, and to provide for people, to give value to people is something that I'm discovering now that is satisfying. It's good to have nice interactions with people. I love, just having a nice interaction with somebody at the store. Just like, oh, how's your day going? I'm doing pretty good. I'm glad you're having a good day. The sun's out. It's so nice out. Have a good day. You too. Thank you. It's cheesy, but I enjoy those little moments. It's nice to have just a little nice exchange, because it's so rare these days, and I understand it's the circumstances, and some might even blame me specifically for those circumstances, saying like, oh, you're Chinese, so this is why we're in this situation in the first place. But fuck you, bitch. Just kidding. I love you. But it really is nice to have those nice little interactions. I do appreciate them. So the nice down-to-earth people out there that are willing to just open up and be like, hey, how are you? I hope you're having a good day. I really do. And I really hope that they have a good day. I really do, because life is so hard already. Can we just give each other just a little bit of encouragement to just be our best and to be kind all the time? Do nice things have to happen to us in order to be nice to other people? Does there have to be conditions, or can we just choose to be just kind, loving people, right? Can we just be good people for the sake of being good, because we want to believe that things in this life, we can make it better, right? Because I want to make it better. And sometimes I feel like there's no hope. But I think that when I do that, I'm defeating myself, and I want to be the change, and I can be the change. That starts with me. If I want things to change, it starts with me. And, you know, it's just a purpose. It's one of my purposes in life, is to just make things a little better for other people. And I can do what I can. All I can do is just be a nice person and be a kind person and just lead by example. You know, because maybe one day someone might look back and think, oh, that person that just was like, you know, he wasn't like weirdly nice or anything. He was just cool, and he just was like, yeah, have a nice day, like, and just held the door for me, or held the elevator door, and just remembered that. And it's just like, oh, and it clicks in their head, like, I can be that too. And I want to be that. I want to be the person that holds the elevator door open for somebody, who just is able to just not be judgmental, but just be like, hey, hello, and just be cool, you know. And I just want to portray that. I just want to show that that's who I am, and I try to do that as much as I can, so that one day other people can realize that too, that they can be the same way, and it spreads, right? And that person might say something that might help the other person. And, you know, and even this video that I'm making right now is to just, in his attempt to just make things a little better, right? So, you know, those are kind of my thoughts on that. But, man, I went from MMA all the way to like freaking holding the door for people. But, I like watching the MMA, like, just like the videos that are behind the scenes, and then also like press conferences, because like I just think these are some of the most interesting human beings to study. Like, I just watch these videos just to look at people's behavior and just to see like the way they act with each other. And you know, one fighter that I've been really interested in is Isreal Adesanya. I think he's such an interesting character. And I think like I think it finally clicked in my head that this person might be an INFJ. I think he's an INFJ, and I'm going to show you some clips of him to see if maybe you can kind of help me figure out if he is or not, because I don't know. Like, I think he is. Let's see. Isreal Adesanya. He was just on this like weigh-in show. Hold on. Excuse me.
Rightio. Are we live?
We are.
Yeah, you do. You kind of like the graphic in the back kind of matches your
Help that man
robe.
sit
Called
Fair.
synergy. Synergy.
Purpose.
Things
Raise him up a
happen.
little bit.
Raise him
Oh,
up.
raise me up? That's right.
6'4".
Oh, shit.
There we go.
That's right.
No, there you
I'm the
go.
booster. Oh, I can do the thing with my legs.
No, you
Never
there
done
you
that
go.
before.
I've done that.
look good.
I'll live that.
You know,
Thank
I
you.
mean,
Appreciate
the weight cuts are easy.
Yeah, I was at 183 and a half. Light work.
It is like.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why do you
Not
get so
time to-
light? Why not stop at 85?
I get competitive. So me and my wrestling coach, we have this thing. Sometimes we play table tennis to finish off the weight cut, and I feel like it's cheating because, you know, I'm dehydrated. I haven't really had breakfast, and he's all pepped up on coffee and juiced up. Should call Jeff on him. So yeah, I said one game this time in Abu Dhabi, Fight Island. It got up to 9 games before I beat him, but this time I game planned on the 3rd game, and then I finally realized the mistake I was making. I'm getting too excited, and I'm like, I don't have the energy to get too excited. Just play the long game.
This is
So in the last game, I got up to match point, and I felt like I'll stop there. So that's how I got to 183.5.
You burned a pound and a half playing table tennis?
More.
I was just telling these guys that I think in Atlanta we cut weight together and how smooth it was for
Yeah.
you. I was watching you. I was like, man, this guy's
Yeah.
got to. You came in ready.
I'm always surprised, to be honest. My body is shout out to the fight dietitian Jordan.
I mean, I
Male
just don't know,
fighter
like,
That's
yesterday.
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
When that jab's landing and you
It's an illusion, baby.
Exactly. It is difficult for me to sit up here and not appreciate that you have a better manicurist.
Yeah,
than
man,
I
the
do.
drip tips, the drip tips.
The drip tips are beautiful.
I even got pulled up on them before the commission came and was like, oh, we need to check your nails.
No,
'cause
no,
you-"
no.
No, they said,
You're
no,
like, it's painted.
I let
There's
them know,
no
I was like, it's an
edge.
illusion.
Exactly.
It's an illusion, baby.
Exactly.
Jazz hands.
I was talking to a male
Why you
fighter,
do
and
that
I'm not
to your
gonna.
hands?
Me. It's fun.
Like, but why? Like,
It's me. It's fun.
it's nice.
Can I say
Exactly,
something? Can I say
thank you.
something? I
That's
had a
sleight of
conversation
hand.
with
I mean,
a
I
male
just don't know,
fighter
like,
That's
yesterday.
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
When that jab's landing and you see those
You don't
nails,
see him
Yes.
coming.
you got to go back to the corner.
You
set
got
up
on
your
the
team.
bathrobe.
And also, it's like, I mean, like,
you
you're going to get whooped by a dude who wears pearl necklaces.
That's
or
what I'm saying.
drip
We have
tips.
pearl
love
necklace.
it.
Also, hold up. Let me
Show-
get
show-
the,
Oh
let me-
my God.
Let him see
boy.
it. Let him see
Hey,
it.
bro.
Look at these ones.
See what I mean? The other day, somebody said to me, I was making fun of Jared Cannonier's.
You went around house
and
to the
they
head with
said-
those bad
They
boys?
said, who?
So he has his toenails painted like it's like it's space, like it's black, and then there's like stars, like white stars on him. Wait, let's see if we can get.
Do you think has nice feet? Making fun of Jared Cannonier's.
You went.
Let me get the,
Oh
let me-
my God.
Let him see
boy.
it. Let him see
Hey,
it.
bro.
Look at these ones.
See what I mean? The other day, somebody said to me, I was making fun of Jared Cannonier's.
You went around house
And
to the
they
head with
said-
those bad
They
boys?
said, who in the world do you think has nice feet? I'm pretty sure Isreal Adesanya has nice feet.
When I paint them, I have nice feet. If not, they look like tree bark. If I'm being honest. But I call these ones, kick them in the face, send them to space.
There you go.
That's the name.
Love it.
Yeah, I think he's an INFJ because he's a very creative guy, and he's very like, you know, there's something like there's just this energy that comes off of him that I feel like is INFJ, because I think he has a very when he speaks to people, he's very aware of, you know, how he's communicating with everybody. He's like, you know, making eye contact with everybody.
I was like,
You know why he said that?
And I said, we'll see.
You know what?
We'll
You
see.
know why I said that? I
Why?
said we talked to him in a fighter meeting, and I made reference to, hey, you're not really
Izzy can't
afraid
take
of
that
that because you was
post
hitting
down.
you was hitting Jones real low.
Yeah, hey man, I limbo. You go low, I go lower. They think I take the gloves come off, man. I get the claws out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. Let him do his work. Let him focus. I should have gone.
Yeah, I think he's an INFJ. Like, I think his style is, you know, I feel like an INFP is very their style of dress and the way they kind of put themselves out in the world and the way they speak through their clothing and style is kind of a more like, this is an idea, kind of like, it's more like a scrapbook kind of, you know, and I don't mean to sound like it's like trashy or anything. I'm just saying, like, it's very it's not pre-planned. It's very just inspirational and very just kind of like, I don't know if inspirational is the right word. It's just like, it's very improvised. It's an improvised look, and it's like it doesn't have a plan per se. It's just a burst of ideas that just, it's like a painting that's just a burst of colors and shapes and things like that. Whereas in INFJ, their style and like the things that they wear, even though you might think, oh, like this guy dresses like an INFP because it's very like out there and very, you know, just kind of like flashy and, you know, just very different and unique. I don't think so, because like, I think the pieces that he has chosen for his outfit are very intentional and they look crisp, even though it's like unconventional, you know, like, but like, I feel like his clothing, you know, the nails, like it's a very a focused idea. And, you know, even his toenails, like, it's like, kick him in the face, send him to space. His toenails look like space. Like, it's a very focused look, in my opinion. And that's kind of like, for me, that's how I kind of identify an INFJ style. But I know I could be wrong. I just think I think Isreal Adesanya, I think Izzy is an INFJ, because I don't know why. Just when I see him, the way he interacts with people, like, it's almost as if I feel like I can see like what he's doing, because I know myself and how I interact with other people. and I know what I'm doing as, you know, as a social creature. And so when I see an INFJ being social, I know what that is. Like I know what that feeling is. And I can see it like in, you know, in different INFJs and how they interact with other people. But I could be wrong. I mean, he could be another type.
No,
But
it's an illusion.
Exactly.
It's an illusion, baby.
Exactly.
Jazz hands.
I was talking to a male
Why you
fighter,
get
and I'm not gonna.
Me. It's fun.
Like, but why? Like,
It's me. It's fun.
it's nice.
Can I say
Exactly,
something? Can I
thank
say
you.
something?
That's
I
sleight of
was
hand.
I mean, I
male
just don't know,
fighter
like,
That's
yesterday.
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
When that jab's landing and you see those
You don't see him
nails,
coming.
you got to go back to the corner.
You
sit
got
with
on
your
the
team.
bathrobe.
And also, it's like, I mean, like, you're gonna get whooped by a dude who wears pearl necklaces,
That's what I'm saying.
drip
We have
tips.
pearl
love
necklace.
it.
Also, hold up. Let me
Show-
get.
show-
let
Oh
me-
my God.
Let him see
boy.
it. Let him see
Hey,
it.
bro.
Look at these ones.
See what I mean? The other day, somebody said to me, I was making fun of Jared Cannonier's feet.
You went around house
And
to the
they
head with
said-
those bad
They
boys?
said, who in the world do you think has nice feet? I'm pretty sure Isreal Adesanya has nice feet.
When I paint them, I have nice feet. If not, they look like tree bark. If I'm being honest. But I call these ones, kick them in the face, send them to space.
There you go.
That's the name.
Love it. I was talking to a male fighter friend of mine. I'm not going to say who, but he was like, "That's weird." I was like, "No, no."
Dude, look
With
at
all due-
Chocolate L.
Listen, with all due respect to your significant other, it is hot. I'm
Yeah,
telling you, the
thank you.
nails are hot.
Appreciate
And
it.
like you said, who wants to get jabbed by some French chicks?
Who wants
I
a
love it.
roundhouse to the head with those bad boys?
Yes.
uh-oh.
Everyone gets them. Though.
Everybody gets
They get them. though.
I can't tell if this lady's just being nice or because like she's trying to like, because I can see what she's doing. Like it's like an elephant in the room. Because like it's this video is like 10 minutes long, and it isn't until like 5 minutes in does she bring this up. And I think that she's trying to like address the elephant in the room is like, why are you, you know, why do you have pain and nails? Even though like, you know, there's a lot of like, you know, there's a lot of musicians and artists who are doing this now. It's still kind of like, I feel like, especially in like the UFC world, it's just kind of like not like that accepted, or it's not really that common because like a lot of dudes in the UFC are still like pretty hyper masculine. So, you know, I feel like the dudes aren't like ready to address that. But I feel it's weird. Like I feel like, you know, if anything, like if anyone were to ask them, it would be like, you know, dudes that, and I feel like the men next to him would have like would have, you know, roasted him about it already earlier. But like, yeah, I think the lady, the girl here is trying to like kind of take away the awkwardness of the fact that he is, you know, he does have painted nails, and I like that she's trying to like make it like more like she's trying to, I feel like she's trying to basically just kind of like take the pressure away from that you know, that idea of, okay, there's a dude that's wearing nails and, you know, other men might find that uncomfortable. And I think the guys around him are feeling uncomfortable about it, but I feel like she's kind of like helping ease the pressure, like kind of help, man, what's the word for it? It's just like she's trying to like, you know, make it less, take the pressure away from it, I guess, like to put some ease into that whole idea of like, oh yeah, you know, he's wearing paint, he has painted nails, okay, whatever. But anyway, yeah, I think he's an INFJ. I don't know what you think. I just been watching this because like this weekend he's fighting, and I'm a fan of Isreal Adesanya, and you know, I'm actually just a fan of a lot of these fighters because I just really respect what they do. Like I just think that like what is a more difficult job than getting your face bashed in, you know, as a way to like provide for yourself and for your family and stuff like that. I just have massive respect for these people, and I just find them super interesting. Like as a person who studies people and psychology and things like that, and I just find it so interesting. I just love looking at people's interactions and stuff, and maybe there's something there for me. Maybe that's something that I need to consider, because like that's for me. Like for when I was watching basketball, like the NBA, like my biggest focus was of course like who's winning, but like I've always enjoyed the little bickering that happens off camera, and the little moments where people reveal their true character and they have like little arguments and there's fights and that break out. I'm like, oh, that emotion, that rawness is there. Like that's who they really are. I don't know why I made that weird grunt earlier. It just came out naturally. But yeah, I think that, you know, I think as INFJs, like I think I would encourage any INFJ to just watch random things and to be like, oh, like these are different people. Like this is a different kind of human being. I think MMA fighters, like fighters in general, are a different type of human being. Like you gotta be, like, you can't be a normal person to do that for a living, right? And to do it really well too, because these are like the world's best, you know, the world's best human fighters, right? And yeah, so I would think that it would be interesting for a lot of INFJs to just observe these behaviors and just understand and observe different kinds of human beings like that, and to just kind of like read them a little bit. You know, it's kind of like people watching. It's not too different from that, I don't think. And so when I say, like, I used to say like, oh yeah, like I'm not interested in being social, but like I think I am, because like I'm so interested in other human beings and how they interact with each other. So yeah, maybe I need to explore that a little bit more. But enough of that. I don't really want to talk about that anymore, because I feel like I talked about that too much, and now I'm starting to feel like it's overdone. But yeah, I actually have run out of things to say. I'm quite surprised. I thought I'd be going on for an hour today, but I feel like I've talked about everything that I really wanted to talk about. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening all the way, if you did. I guess yeah, the video, I will add that little clip probably. I need to be more decisive about that. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see if we add it in. Thank you so much for watching this podcast. We're working on it every day. We're trying to make it better, a little bit better every week. Every Friday evening, I'm posting another video. And this coming month, I'm challenging myself to post 2 videos a week. And ooh, such a big challenge. Two videos a week. Wow. Okay. But no, like it's gonna be a challenge for me, because making these YouTube videos actually takes quite a while. It takes like an afternoon to make the ones that I do for Fridays. So like the whole afternoon. So it's going to be a little bit of a challenge. I'm going to be posting Tuesdays and Fridays this coming month. Every Tuesday and Friday, I will be posting a new video, mostly about INFJs, but also about like self-improvement and just psychology, philosophy type stuff. And we're gonna keep trying to make things a little better on this channel. Thank you so much if you're still subscribed and you're still watching and you're still active. I thank you so much to just be on, you know, just to have you on here. I am really trying to create a community. I started a Discord. No one's joined yet. You know, like people comment and stuff and want and have things to say about my videos, and I'm just like, well, we can talk about on Discord, but I guess not everybody has Discord or cares to download it. So, you know, I'll leave a link down there, so people can join and start chatting, and you'll chat with me directly. I'm on Discord. I'll chat. I'll respond. I'm more likely to respond on the Discord than on the YouTube comments. I do respond to the comments. So maybe that's a problem. Maybe people are thinking like, oh, he's just going to respond to my comment anyway, so I don't need to join his Discord. But I don't know. Like, don't you want to be there in the beginning when things had just started for me? You know, and when I'm, you know, have way too many comments and way too many members on my Discord for me to even pay attention anymore. Wouldn't you want to be there in the very beginning so I could be like, hey, man, I remember you from the beginning. So yeah, I highly recommend just going on the Discord. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, baby. I'm feeling it every time I post a video. I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. It's been a big goal of mine to just reach 1,000. Just reach 1,000. It's just a personal goal of mine, because that's when I'll know that, hey, I achieved a lot on this channel. It's been quite a while, quite a journey, but we're going to keep going. It's just the beginning, baby. Let's go. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.